The WWE seems to be hitting an all-time low with its fans. It's like they are losing connection with their own fan base, and I'm going to show you reasons why I feel that way, as well as talk about some other WWE news and some AEW news here on Screw the Script. Welcome back, everybody, to Screw the Script. I'm your host, as always, Maverick here. And boy, the first thing I want to talk about is what I said in my little intro clip. I truly think that WWE and TKO, rightfully so, are starting to lose its fan base, starting to lose the connection with its fan base. And one of the reasons why I feel that way is right up here on the screen for you to look at. A day ago, I want to say it was around yesterday morning, WWE released this photo here on their social page. You can see that is officially WWE's page. This isn't from any other, dirt sheets or anything like that. This is straight from the source. They released the official announcement photo of WrestleMania 43 going to be in Riyadh. A lot of people do not like this and do not like Saudi Arabia, do not like their politics over there, do not like how the women are treated over there. Even if I gave them the benefit of the doubt and saying that, hey, they're going to fix that between now and next year's WrestleMania, I doubt that. And a lot of people also as well. I mean, look closely at that photo I'm sharing there for you on the screen. Look at the reactions down at the bottom. I went to screenshot this today before recording this video, and almost 31,000 people have reacted to it. I didn't screenshot any of the comments because, as you can guess, a lot of them are negative, so I didn't feel the need to show that, but all that was really needed was the reactions. A little over 16,000 people were upset. 5,000 were laughing at this, and they're laughing at you, WWE, you, TKO, you, Triple H, you, Nick Khan. They are laughing, and they're mad at you. Combined, that's over 21,000 of the almost 31,000. A little over 7,000 liked it. Almost 1,000 were saddened by it, it looks like, and then almost 500 were in shock. I was certainly not shocked. I saw this coming a mile away. I was more upset. I'm there with the majority on this. I was upset. Those little over 7,000 people that reacted to it with just a thumbs up are probably your truest at heart WWE diehard stans that just will not see anything that they ever do as negative. They're probably those same people that are, defending Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon. They're probably the same people that are defending this Saudi Arabia WrestleMania deal. But you saw it on the stage. It just felt different. The air felt empty almost on stage with those wrestlers behind Triple H. Most of them, outside of Liv Morgan, most of them looked really uncomfortable, really distraught, especially the women. I mean, Rhea Ripley did not look happy. Charlotte Flair did not look happy. I could go on. The fans are not happy. I mean, I could joke around with a meme that I saw like this, but it's honestly a true thing. And actually, right after this little joke, I saw on social media that Shawn Michaels, who I have behind me on that poster, declined wrestling at WrestleMania 43, which is another thing. We know that WrestleMania 43 is just going to be Saudi Arabia wanting everything that they want, dream matches that should have happened forever ago that just aren't going to really hit. I think WrestleMania 43, not just because it's going to be in Saudi Arabia, but the expected card that I have in my mind is going to go down as one of the worst WrestleManias ever, if not the worst. We're going to see the likes of The Rock come out of retirement for a match against probably Roman Reigns that nobody wants to see other than people in Saudi Arabia. They generally are probably trying to get a lot of wrestlers out of retirement. I wouldn't be shocked if they somehow get Goldberg back for a match, Undertaker for a match, John Cena to come back for a match. All of these, retired or semi-retired people coming back. Hell, I wouldn't even put it past them if they got Stone Cold Steve Austin with his 2-shot knees come back just for a Stone Cold Stunner spot on somebody. Just all those classic WWE tropes and angles that they've run for multiple decades now, and to me it's really old. It's rinse, wash, repeat. It's bland, it's repetitive, it's nothing original, and it's just going to pander to that Saudi Arabia crowd for next year's WrestleMania. So I'm, well in advance going to go down on record. You heard it on my channel here. I think WrestleMania 43 is going to be one of the worst WrestleManias ever. You got this other photo here of just a bunch of people saying either you sold out or saying AEW or, why WWE, why you sold out, this is not our WWE that we love. All kinds of negative comments. I took a snapshot here on Instagram. Again, as you can see in that top corner, this is WWE official Instagram. And look at those top comments. Dislike button here, dislike button here. Nobody wanted this button. Use me as a dislike button. And there's thousands upon thousands for each of those. These people are upset. These fans are upset. And I've already talked about ticket prices on numerous occasions on videos on my channel, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like I said, we're seeing Saudi Arabia. I'm sure that it's going to make them a ton of money, regardless of the quality of the show it's going to be. TKO and WWE do not give a fuck anymore. They will put out the most mid-tier garbage product, but as long as it makes them millions of dollars, they will continue to do that. They will continue to dumb down wrestling and make it too sports entertainment centric and not enough wrestling. And if it keeps making them money, they're not. Why would they stop? It makes them money. So if you look at it as on a business aspect of it, sure, like it's smart to continue to do the minimum that is required for them to do and not to follow what their fans truly want. A lot of them, as you can see in these examples. And I think it's only going to continue. It's only going to get worse over the years. If the Saudi WrestleMania ends up being very profitable for them, don't be surprised if they continue to go back there. Or the rumor that I saw that they may have 2 WrestleManias a year now, where one is held somewhere in the US and the other is held in Saudi Arabia. It diminishes what it means to hold WrestleMania. It diminishes the fans and what they truly want. And it's all for money. And I think that's just a load of horse shit. I think it's just a complete slap to the fucking face of so many diehards that probably are going to walk away from WWE now, and it's their own damn fault. One more thing to talk about in WWE, Andrade is gone. Again, for the second time in, 5 years, he has left WWE, come back, and then left again. I really don't know what's next for him. Maybe he will go back to AEW, as he wasn't there for longer than 2 years, I think, maybe 3. Now that they have a really close working partnership with CMLL, maybe he goes there and we see him on AEW on occasion. Who knows? I'm not quite sure what's next for him. Maybe he tries his hand at New Japan. Maybe he goes to TNA. I really don't know where Andrade goes. There's reports saying that he was upset about, being used improperly in his mind, not getting enough TV time, disagreeing with probably a lot of the stuff that TKO has done over the last year now. I'm sure he doesn't want to go to Saudi Mania. Quite big news there, especially since he was just used pretty well, I would say, with Rey Fenix on SmackDown. But yet we see Andrade is gone from WWE yet again. You let me know down below where you think he winds up next. And now to move over to AEW news. I'm going to be covering my predictions on All Out sometime next week, as I just want to, let myself sit in thoughts on each match and truly think about who I think is going to win each match. I might actually do it at the same time that I do the September to Remember card, because those 2 shows both are stacked. AEW, I guess I'll show it up here real quick, but I'm not going to make any predictions. Like I said, I'll save that for a later video. But look at that card for September to Remember. That is just a weekly Dynamite. This card is everything that WWE should be with the talent that they have, but they're not. And I don't think they ever will be. And then the card for All Out is right there. That also looks to be a really good card. And it's actually the first ever pay-per-view without Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland, and Adam Cole, and I believe a couple others that are just Kenny Omega. So without Omega, without Swerve, without Will Ospreay, without Adam Cole, and yet look how deep that card still looks. It looks to be really good. And that just proves how good AEW's men and women's division are, how strong their roster truly is. MVP here, apparently reports saying he made sure Lashley and Benjamin did sign new deals with WWE, and it goes on up here on the screen for you to see there. He described in vague description of a certain person that he doesn't want to bother talking about in management that he just disliked working with. I just knew it's certain people in charge, and that's how the wrestling game is. He goes on to say, I was in Bobby's ear constantly like, don't resign. Shelton got released. Don't resign. Let me and Shelton get back together. Let's go to AEW. I know we can go to AEW and we can pick this thing back up. And they have. They were a dominant tag champs for a while before they lost it. They're going to have a new angle and feud and match at All Out. I'm expecting them to win that unless some buffoonery happens and maybe they lose because Ricochet gets involved and helps the Gates of Agony win. But yeah, interesting call out there by MVP. And he's one of the best managers in pro wrestling right now. You got the big three. You got Paul Heyman, you've got Don Callis, and I think MVP is third. Those are your big three managers. And so I take his words as very truthful, honest, very important words considering how good of a manager he truly is. He's really made Shelton Benjamin matter again, as he was never fully utilized, I don't think, in WWE. I think it's a complete nonsense that we never saw Shelton Benjamin hold the World Heavyweight Championship or WWE Championship. I don't believe he ever held them, if I'm not mistaken anyway. Bobby Lashley did, but his final year or so in WWE, he just fell off and was not being used properly at all. Next, we have something here on Kyle Fletcher calling out Steven Richards, a former WWE wrestler from the, I want to say, mid to late 90s and early 2000s is when I remember him wrestling. He says he's open to any and all critiques, that's fine. He has an opinion on who I am as a wrestler, and that's fine. It just doesn't feel like it's in good faith, if that makes sense. I think a lot of those guys, they kind of look for the buzzwords and the things they're going to get clicks or whatever. He spoke a lot about the culture that's AEW. I don't think he knows anything about the culture at AEW, which I'm going to pause there. So yeah, Steven Richards basically called out AEW as being, bad culture to work in, and guys like Kyle Fletcher would be better off basically in WWE and this and that. And I said in one of my previous videos that we always see this. It always seems to happen right before one of AEW's big shows, or some big event, or some big signing, or re-sign, if they ever get Andrade back. They always seem to get under fire for just complete nonsense. And this is happening yet again, and I'm glad Kyle Fletcher is standing his ground and standing up for AEW and Tony Khan. He goes on to say, he said there is nobody there for me to learn from. Again, referring to when Steven Richards said that there is no trainer in AEW that is good enough to train their wrestlers, and he's calling out the training, and I think that is complete horseshit. I think that's absolute horseshit, which is, he said, you know what I mean? I'm learning from people every single day that I am there. There's so many great minds. There's Bryan Danielson. I'm going to pause there. Bryan Danielson alone is better than pretty much anyone you could probably learn from over in WWE, outside of some of the greats like Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. Bryan Danielson is certainly up there with them too, just not as old, obviously. I'm open to criticism. I just don't think it was in his best faith. No ill will. I'm open to critique at any and all times. I'm 26 years old. I'm still trying to learn the business, man. I have a lot more room to grow for sure. And that was via Ringer Wrestling podcast. So again, just more stupid shit that AEW is getting slandered for. Coincidentally, right around before one of their staple shows of the year. And I'm sick of this. I mean, I truly am. It's like WWE stands and all their affiliates, people that are getting paid by them, obviously, like Richards, I'm sure, is on a paycheck. They keep moving the goalposts for AEW. Now there's word about Paramount possibly buying out Warner Brothers, Warner Media, and it's remained to be seen what happens to AEW on TNT and TBS. Is it going to be moved from HBO Max after they just got their deal to Paramount? Are we going to see Paramount package Warner Media stuff in their stuff? Like, I'm not quite sure right now about any of that. I'm sure some of you have wondered about my stance on that. I will released a video in more detail on that once I look into it some more, so stay tuned for that, maybe later this upcoming week. I'm just absolutely sick of this. That's all I had on this little bit longer video of Screw the Script. You let me know down below on all the stuff that I talked about, your thoughts on it, your thoughts on the WrestleMania being held in Saudi Arabia, your thoughts on Andrade being released, where do you see him go, your thoughts on Steven Richards being yet another shill, possibly paid by WWE to dig on AEW for no good reason, no good faith, all of that stuff. Comment down below. I like to read all your guys' comments. I like to comment back as quickly as I can anyway. And if you're new here, or if you've been watching my stuff for some time, just give me a quick like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps my new channel. I want to continue to make videos for you guys that are, coming from my heart, my truth that I feel in WWE. It's my opinion, but it's the truths that I hold personally on how I feel about WWE and AEW. As always, this has been Maverick with Screw the Script. Thanks for watching.